Hello, welcome to the show, and you never know until you knew it. Already the preseason basketball polls kind of getting turned on their heads, on the men's side anyway. Some unusual suspects rising to the top right now, with IUPUI and Fort Wayne and Omaha, the top three teams right now.
Yeah, I think that's been a big surprise for everyone, especially what Omaha's been able to do. They've gotten 2 road wins at South Dakota and at North Dakota State, and they are sitting really good here early on.
Omaha has won its first 4 league games. The Mavericks look to be on the ropes and down and out at South Dakota on Saturday, but they came back from 21 points down in the second half. They beat USD 79-73. This was a gut-wrencher, obviously, for the Coyotes, but this is what Omaha can do to you. They're never out of it.
Exactly. If there's a team that's down 21 and has the ability to come back, it's Omaha, because they're such a high-powered offense. They average over 80 points a game. And the thing they're doing this season, Tom, is they're playing really good defense. They're turning teams over. They're one of the best teams in the country at doing that. They're getting to the foul line at a great rate as well. So they're a team that's got a lot of the ability to stay in games even when they are down big.
Devin Patterson has been out of his mind so far for Omaha. Player of the week for the second straight week. He had 32 points in a win at North Dakota State and then 16 in that comeback win at South Dakota. He was good last year, averaged about 12 points a game, but Omaha had CJ Carter. They had Mike Rostenpour taking a lot of shots last year. How has Devin Patterson this year kind of become the man for Omaha?
Well, one of the things is he gets to the foul line. Omaha is great as a team, but he gets there almost 5, or makes about 5 a game. He gets there even more often than that. So of the 17 he's averaging, he's getting 5 from the free throw line. This is a team that excels in transition. Patterson's great in that as well, so he's getting great looks from the three-point line that way. And he's just really making the most of his opportunities.
And Omaha is leading, not just the Summer League, leads the nation right now in free throws attempted and free throws made.
Which is just an amazing stat when you consider all the teams in Division I, but their pace of play has a lot to do with it, and the way they play defense, because they get out in transition, they get steals, and that's getting into the foul line.
Tradeon Hollins is still leading the nation as well
in
steals per game right now for Omaha. On the women's side of things, things holding somewhat true to form. Early in the Summer League season, South Dakota State is the only unbeaten so far at 3-0. Jackrabbits got 23 points from true freshman Maddie Giebert as they beat Omaha 68-58. Is SDSU, Brad, showing any signs of weakness right now?
The only thing I would point to is I don't feel like South Dakota State's playing as well offensively as they can. I mean, they've got the ability to really get things loose and get things really going. Macy Miller not playing at the level that we've seen her play at offensively, through her career so far. And that's kind of scary, I think, for the rest of the Summer League, because if they can get that part figured out, they're really playing good defense. They're rebounding the ball really well right now. They get the offense clicking, and they're going to be a really difficult team to beat.
IUPUI has been one of the teams that has given South Dakota State problems in the past few years. The Jaguars looking to be right in the mix again this year. Danielle Lawrence of IUPUI is the player of the week. Sophomore from Louisville, had 18 points, 6 boards in a win at Western Illinois. She is averaging 14 a game in league play right now to lead IUPUI. And the Jaguars are getting it done with some pretty impressive defensive numbers. We will talk about that a little bit later in the show. But next, right back with the rundown on the week in men's basketball with Omaha, IPFW, and IUPUI on top 2 weeks into the Summit League season.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Let's get to the week that was in men's basketball. One of the teams off to a very good start in Summit League play right now is IPFW. Start with them on Wednesday at home against South Dakota. Fort Wayne wins at 85-65 in Fort Wayne. They shot at 52%. They made 9 threes. Plus 13 on the boards in this game. Mo Evans had 20 points and 9 assists. He's going to have a triple-double in one of these games this year. Mark that down, What about this game with Fort Wayne winning by 20?
Well, that's what Fort Wayne's doing this season. They're playing very well offensively. They're one of the leaders in the Summit League in shooting. They are the best three-point shooting team in the Summit League without question. And Mo Evans leading that charge. Max Landis also great from the three-point line. USD came into that game, Tom, playing very good basketball. They had just won really big at Oral Roberts, but boy, they got nailed there on the road, and great win for Fort Wayne.
So 20 for Evans. John Conchar, redshirt freshman, 15 points, 10 rebounds. And Brent Calhoun, their big man this year, with 15 points as well for Fort Wayne in that one. Also on Wednesday was Denver at home in a 3-point game against Oral Roberts. Obi Megano still out with concussion symptoms for this game for Oral Roberts, but Aaron Young had 29 points. He made 8 3-pointers for ORU. Denver, though, 50% field goals, 50% on threes, 90% at the free throw line, and they win it by 3.
Well, when Denver can shoot that well from the 3, they're going to be really, really hard to beat because they control the tempo and they're such an efficient team offensively. And, when they can play that way, which they've done a lot at home, the problem they've had is getting that done on the road, but they do it at home there. And Oral Roberts, just not the same team without Omegano. They need him in the lineup. They got him back in the lineup a little bit later on in the week, which was good news for them.
Denver, as you love, the points per possession, a lofty 1.22 points per possession for Denver in this win over Oral Roberts. On Thursday was IUPUI at home against South Dakota State. Jaguars win it 74-67. Not an upset here by any means. Mike Dahm had 23 for the Jackrabbits, but Darrell Combs is scoring a lot for IUPUI right now. He had 18. He's averaging 17 a game in Summit League play. IUPUI 21 of 25 at the free throw line in this win over the Jackrabbits.
Well, South Dakota State's really banged up right now. They're not healthy, and until they get healthy, they're gonna be susceptible to losing some games in the Summit League. There's no question about that. And credit to IUPUI. They've played really good basketball here out of the gate. They got the road win at USD the week before, and then they take care of the preseason favorite in the league at home. And they're just playing solid defense. They're playing good, really good team basketball as well. They're sharing the ball well. They're getting everybody involved. And then, like you said, the free throws. That's really what sealed that win for them. Getting to the foul line 25 times and then making 21 of them.
All right, also on Thursday was Omaha on the road at North Dakota State. And the Mavericks roll up 91 points again. Devin Patterson had 32 for Omaha. They led by 20 in the first half, and they break a 31-game home winning streak that North Dakota State had going.
Well, and I think the thing that to me was really impressive, we know Omaha can score, Tom, but what they're doing defensively, they turned North Dakota State over 15 times in that game. North Dakota State, one of the best teams in the country, taking care of the basketball. And that fueled Omaha's transition game. That's what gave them some easy baskets, because when Omaha turns teams over, they're getting steals when they do it. And so those are turning into points on the other end. And they were able to do that on the road and really, kind of frustrate a North Dakota State team, which has played excellent on their home floor.
Games on Saturday was IUPUI on the road this time with a win at Western Illinois, 67-60. 22 more for Darrell Combs in this one. Nick Osborne, one of their transfers from Loyola, with 16 points and 10 rebounds. They got 3 guys that were at Loyola. That's where Jason Gardner, the head coach, was as an assistant a few years ago. But those transfers are making a difference for IUPUI.
They are. And you remember, those are transfers that sat out last year, so they got to practice with this program and got to learn Jason Gardner's system. And they've stepped right in and made big impacts right away in this team this year.
Western Illinois got 16 out of Garrett Covington in that game, but the Leathernecks made just 3 out of 19 threes in the loss. Omaha on the road at South Dakota after the win at North Dakota State, and they get another one. This is the game where they come back from 21 points down. They go 29 of 35 at the free throw line. USD only shot 3 free throws compared to 35 for Omaha, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Tradeon Hollins for Omaha, 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals in the comeback win for Omaha. Fort Wayne on the road at Denver, a 1-point game. Max Landis had 19. He scored 7 of their last 9 points in this game. Denver had the lead. Landis hit a 3 with about 3.5 minutes left to take the lead, and Fort Wayne wins it 65-64.
Well, that's a big road win for Fort Wayne. That really shows that they're trying to make steps to being in the upper half of this conference. They're obviously in first, or right near first place right now at a 3-0 record, and great road win for them.
And then Oral Roberts at home against North Dakota State. Another very close game. 1-point win for Oral Roberts. Obi Megano was back in this one. He had 13 points. Dexter Werner, 19 points and 10 rebounds for the Bison coming off the bench. He missed a shot at the buzzer as Oral Roberts hangs on to win it. And news out of North Dakota State this week that Carlin Dupree, one of their guys that was in that top 7 or 8 player mix, Carlin Dupree has left school and left the Bison basketball program. program.
Well, that's a big loss because North Dakota State's not a deep team to begin with, and they really needed some of that senior and kind of veteran leadership that he provided, so they're going to miss him.
All right, games coming up this week. Take your pick on which ones are going to be good. You got Oral Roberts at IUPUI. Fort Wayne is at South Dakota State on Thursday. Fort Wayne is 3-0. Omaha is at home taking on Fort Wayne on Saturday. So lots of good games again coming up this week. We will do the women's side of things when we come back. Close games all over the place and a good week for Denver as the Pioneers pull out a couple of wins.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Now to women's basketball, and Oral Roberts got one first-place vote in the preseason poll, Brad, so somebody thought the ladies in Tulsa were going to be pretty good, and so far, so good for them. They get a win at home early last week against South Dakota, 60-56. Jordan Doyle with 19 points and 8 rebounds in that one. They took the lead early in the fourth quarter, and they hang on to win it by 4.
The impressive thing in that game to me is what Oral Roberts did defensively. South Dakota, one of the best offensive teams, not only in the Summit League, but in the NCAA. And so to hold them down into the 50s, that's a great defensive effort.
Taya He-Miller with 15 points, 13 rebounds in that loss for South Dakota. On Thursday, Western Illinois, a road win at Fort Wayne, 78-74. They had 3 players with 20-plus. Sophie Reichelt, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Michelle Maher had 23, and Emily Clemens with 22 for Western Illinois in that win. South Dakota State at home against Omaha, 68-58. Jackrabbits, they led by 20 in this one. Maddie Giebert with 23 points, including 6 three-pointers in that game. Omaha's Michaela Shaw led the way for them with 21 points and 9 rebounds. Denver at home against North Dakota State on Thursday, and they win that one by 11. Big game for Marina Whittle for North Dakota State, but Denver up by 16 at halftime. Paige Bradley with 31 points, a season high for her, as Denver wins that one. And then on Saturday, South Dakota rebounds from that loss at Oral Roberts. Earlier in the week, they beat Omaha 82-76. Nicole Seekamp didn't have a good game against Oral Roberts, had a very good one in this one, 26 points and 6 assists.
Well, South Dakota needed that win at home, and Omaha gave them all they wanted. Omaha's a team that, is really kind of an up-and-coming program, in my opinion. They're really showing well. They had 2 tough losses on the road this week, but they played very well in both of them.
Caroline Hogue had 25 in that loss for Omaha. Denver, again, at home. They get their second win of the week. They win in overtime against Fort Wayne. Kiana Gary had 16 rebounds for Fort Wayne, and they led by 6 with about 4 minutes to go, but Denver comes back, ties it, and wins it in overtime. Jordan Alt, 13 points and 17 rebounds in the win for Denver as the Pioneers get 2 wins on the week. IUPUI, a road win at Western Illinois, 68-60. Danielle Lawrence, 18 points in this one. Michael Rogers had 12 points and 11 rebounds. And Oral Roberts, a road win at North Dakota State to finish out the week, 52-42. Blair Bryce with 16 points and 14 rebounds in that one in the win for Oral Roberts. And a couple of good games coming up this weekend on the women's side. South Dakota is at South Dakota State in one of them on Sunday. Thanks a lot, Brad. Coming up next, some of the performances of the week in indoor track and field and some inspiration of the day from IUPUI.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, Summit League indoor track and field teams are back at it now after their holiday break, and Omaha and Oral Roberts were in competition in meets in Kansas over the weekend. Israel Nelson of Oral Roberts won the 60-meter hurdles at the Bill Easton Classic at the University of Kansas. Nelson's time of 7.89 seconds is a Summit League best so far this season. It is the 6th best time so far in the nation this year. Stephanie Ahrens of Omaha cleared 5'8" in the high jump at the Wildcat Invitational, at Kansas State. That is the best so far this season in that event in the Summit League. And there are a couple of home meets in the league this weekend. South Dakota State and North Dakota State will be at the Bison Classic in Fargo. Omaha and South Dakota will be at the USD Open in Vermilion. Well, soccer season ended in November, but there is a soccer story at IUPUI that continues to inspire here into the new year. It's about a kid with cancer who has become an honorary captain on the Jaguars men's soccer team. He's hoping to be back again next season to be the heart and soul of that program.
For the IUPUI men's soccer team, the 2015 season didn't go according to plan. It was a year that included 9 overtime games, the most in NCAA Division I, 7 draws, and 7 games decided by just 1 goal. But throughout the season, the Jags continued to fight, thanks in large part to their honorary team captain, Michael Malone.
We win together, we lose together, so at this point, we strongly believe in the fight of what we're fighting for, and I think today was Michael Malone's day. I'll take a game loss, and I'll take a win of cancer.
Michael joined the men's team earlier this fall. He's continued his fight all season long while providing inspiration to the Jags during their tough season. He's helped Coach Jacob and the team keep things in perspective while they've impacted his life in return.
Just seeing the way that he is with Michael and the way that, all the guys on the team kind of just embrace him, that it made the appreciation that I have of him grow a lot more. He actually came to my house. He drove 2 hours to my house to come and pick up Michael for the last game.
A night where seniors Clint Hoffer and Eduardo Cortez unselfishly shared the spotlight. Michael was recognized before the game and even got to take the first kick.
I would rather be at war, I would rather be in combat any day than have to see him face this.
It's not all about the game, it's just having fun.
It's taught us a lot. It's taught us about hope and continuing to fight, for what that young man is going through. And I pray that we continue to contribute as much as we can to the cure of cancer. He was so excited to be at the game today. And he said, I'll do anything to be at the game today. I mean, he's been a part of our family, and I think the boys have just embraced him, and they're walking that walk with him. And you know what? Our goal is to see him celebrate that next year again, coming back on the team. He's a part of our family, and we just continue to pray for good news and the doctors to continue to work with him. And I tell you what, he's a fine young man, and God bless that young man.
I would like to say thank you. Thank you for, like I said, embracing him. Thank you for bringing him a little bit of normalcy, just the humanity of it, just the caring of it. It's amazing, and I truly, truly appreciate it. My family and I will always be indebted to them.
Well, Michael's mom is an Army veteran. She used to work with the ROTC program at IUPUI, which had an office in the same building as the athletic department. That's how all of this got started. There is a great story by Jeff Yoder on the IUPUI website with more details on Michael's story. Well, more team building when we come back. The guys from the Denver men's basketball team showing some class, giving some life advice, and making some new fans out of some 4th grade students.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Marissa Belzer has been busy at the University of Denver. Last week, she brought us a story about all of the new faces on the men's basketball team at Denver. This week, another good story of some of those same guys doing community duty in the Denver area on a visit to an elementary school.
It's not every day the University of Denver men's basketball team plays ball on 8-foot baskets. But the Pioneers made an exception recently when they made a visit to Edgewater Elementary School.
It was a great opportunity for us to get out and come hang out with some cool kids, got to show them some stuff, got to tell them a little bit about our lives. It was great. We got to teach them about college, tell them that they should work hard every day to get to a good place in life.
The Pioneers are used to performing in front of a crowd, but this time it was a little different. The players planned and put on an assembly for about 70 fourth graders.
I think it was just important to get out here, just to be around them. I think a lot of them are impacted, and so just to be around them, have that positive role model is huge to have that, and I'm glad that a lot of the guys were able to come out and do it.
The team started the assembly with their game day warm-up, then spoke with the students about how important teamwork and hard work is in both sports and life.
Our coach always tells us every day that we're going to be on a team throughout our whole life, whether it's family, friends, basketball team, schoolwork, like if you're in a group or whatever, your job. So he always tells us it's the most important thing in life, to work hard when you're on your team.
I think they should really have a healthy balance in life with school and the sport that they want to play, and I think that's really important. Because as you get to college, that's a really big factor.
The guys also put the fourth graders through some basketball drills, not only to show them how to play the game, but to also get them involved and active.
Yeah, I'm glad that a lot of them volunteered to do things. That was fun to see. They were raising their hands. I was worried that a lot of them wouldn't want to do it, and it'd be a lot of the same kids getting up there, but I think we got most everybody up there, so that was cool to see.
The Pioneers then followed the students back to their classrooms, answered some questions, and got to know the students a little better, which made the experience extra rewarding for the players.
And we were obviously guys that age at some point, and we had similar experiences like this, and we all remember how great that was. So it really means a lot that we can come out and do this. It's really great to give back.
At the end of the visit, it was hard to tell who enjoyed the visit more, the students or the players, because smiles were all around.
It was just fun to be out here with them, just having a good time, being a positive influence to them, and I think maybe we learned a little bit more about ourselves just being around them too.
Well, the Denver guys are out of class and back on the court this week. They've got road games at Western Illinois and IUPUI. Our thanks to Marissa and all of our Summit League shooters. See you next week.